All right, this video is for Pre-Algebra Part 2, Worksheet 4-1. We're doing our consumer math. This one's not too bad. There's only 4 questions, but let's go over it. You would like to buy the following items: a book, a board game, and a television. You find that everywhere seems to sell these items at the same price, so where you buy them from doesn't really matter. Okay, but where you live has a sales charge of 8% sales tax. But if you travel 45 minutes to the next state, the sales tax is 6%. All right, so let's figure out what we actually have to do here. The first question says, what is your bill before tax? Well, basically, all I have to do is add up all of the items I buy. So I'm like a human cashier, a human cash register is what I meant. All right, and I'm going to add up all of my items. And I'm going to get a total of $273.75. That's how much I spent buying my 3 items that I wanted. Okay, now what is the total with tax in your current state? Well, in my current state, it's 6%. So remember, when we're setting up our proportion, we're comparing money to percent, before tax, after tax. All right, so in this first box, we're going to have before tax. Before tax, I spend $273.75, and it's 100% of my bill. And after tax, I don't know how much the price is going to be, but it's 8% sales tax, so I'm going to be spending 108%. All right, so after I've gotten my table together, I can go ahead and write it. Doesn't matter if you do crisscross, or if you do opposite operation, or if you divide and then get the x by itself. Doesn't really matter. Any way around it, you're going to be doing these things. And that's going to equal x. All right, so 108 times 273.75 is going to give me a pretty large number, but it actually isn't too bad. It's not a decimal yet. You got to divide it by 100, which is going to turn it into one. But it's going to give us 29,565. So the decimal would be after this 5, and if I divide by 100, it's kind of like moving our decimal 2 places to the left. It's actually exactly like that. We should remember that from our metric system, or from changing to percents and back to decimals. But we get our total, and our total makes sense. If I was paying $2,000 after tax, I'd have to say, oh, red flag. That doesn't seem right. But since our total is 273.75, spending 295.65 makes perfect sense. All right, so what will the total be with tax if you purchase the item in the state 45 minutes away? So again, we got to do our little chart. Money, percentage, before, after. So before tax, our bill is still back to the way it was, 273.75, and that's 100% of the bill. After tax, though, we don't know how much it's going to be, and it's only 106. I'm paying 106% more than what I bought, but that's okay because it's for my state. All right, so no matter what method I use, I'm going to have to take 273.75 times it to 106 and divide by 100. So let me go ahead and do that. So on top, we're going to get something close to that. We're going to get 29,017, which is less than that, and it should be. It should be less than that, right? Okay, I'm going to move my decimal 2 places because that's how you divide by 100. And my total is just a little bit less. I'm going to round to money. It's going to be 290.18 cents. All right, so would it be worth traveling 45 minutes? This is up to you. I want you to justify. Should I buy it in my state? Should I go to the other state and pay less? Okay, so there's a few things that we need to consider. What is this money, our sales tax, for? It's for our state. What would the gas be to travel 45 minutes and we're only saving a little bit more than $5? There's a lot of little things that you need to consider and weigh. Some people are just going to say, I saved any money, I'm doing something good. Or maybe I have to go to the other state for other stuff too. All right. Now, maybe you wouldn't go to the other state for this particular item, but what if it was something bigger like a car where you're going to be saving more like $600 and $700 with the cheaper sales tax? That is a different thing to consider, right? So there's a lot of things to consider. Put all those things into your explanation, and I'll see you guys in class. Take care, everyone.